Hello everyone, welcome back to Downtown Tailoring. Today we are going to save this sweater. Yes, it has a big hole in the arm and we are going to fix it. This is my son's sweater and I didn't dare ask how this hole is so big. I will try to measure the hole the best I can. This is not really accurate, and then I'm gonna look for a material that I can use, and I found this wool. This is like a 70% wool or something like that. It's very soft and nice, and I think it will wash with the sweater. So this is what I'm gonna use, and because I have the measurement of the hole, I make sure to cut a piece of material that will be big enough for the hole. But I didn't try to make it too big because I'm going to work on it. So my idea is to do something decorative. I look among my embroidery thread and I try to find the most similar to the original one. And I'm measuring more or less the size so I know how many lines I need and the space between the lines. I'm making those lines around half an inch and I will see if that works or not. If it doesn't work, I will just change it. And I will use interfacing, but this kind is the one that you can just rip it easily after you finish your embroidery. And I'm going to pin the interfacing to my fabric, and just to make my job easier, I'm going to make one stitch on top of certain lines. I don't need to stitch over all of them, but just a few. And that way I can work easily. I'm gonna use my domestic machine for this job, and I'm gonna set it in the zigzag stitch, and then I will reduce the length of the stitch almost to zero, and I will make the width of the stitch as wide as I can. Then I'm going to use this machine foot. This is ideal for the lace stitch that I'm gonna do on my machine because it's open enough so I can see everything. And then I will go and try with any material. I'm using jeans because it's a little bit stiff, and I see that if the stitches will closer will look a little better. Sometimes you don't want to make the stitch too close together because sometimes they can clump one over the top of the other and the machine doesn't run smoothly. So you want to try to make them very tight, but as well you want the machine flows easily. This is the trick for this stitch. So as you can see, I started with the red, then I went with the next color. If you see that you need to pass again over the stitch, you just do it. But if you make the length of the stitch a little bit together, then you don't have to, so you have to play with that. I'm choosing all the colors as the t-shirt, and then when I finish everything, my next step will be to remove the interfacing. And you have to be careful when you remove it. Try to not pull it from the far because in my case I'm using a wool material that sometimes it loses the shape, so I'm trying to be a little careful with that. And after I have all my interfacing removed, I'm just checking the back to see if it will be too uncomfortable for my son to use it. If we're too uncomfortable, I will put an interfacing, but I think he will be fine and even better after he wash it. Now I'm trying to pin my patch on my sleeve, and as you can see, I put it in my sleeve ironing board because I want it to be as flat as I can. As I said at the beginning, if you just open everything and you put it flat on the table, it will be easier. But I'm always afraid to remove the cuff because sometimes when you remove it and sew it back again, the size of the cuff change. So I'm just trying the best I can to make it flat and nice. After I pin it, then I will go to my sewing machine and I will sew all around twice. And as you can see, this job takes a little time for a patch. That's why I'm just doing that for my son because if I try to do this for a customer, sometimes I have to charge a little bit steep price, and sometimes customer don't understand, the job involved. After I do my second stitch, then I will go with my pinky shear scissor and I will go and cut somewhat close to the stitches, but not so close. I am leaving around 3/4 inch, which is around 2 centimeters from the edges. And then after all of this is done, my last step is just close back the sleeves and serge it, and here you go. It's a very beautiful job. My son loved it. If you also like this, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!